May is over, June is upon us, and the COVID-19 altered housing market is going through some crazy changes. Today we're going to talk about two all-time records that were set in May. We're going to focus on these two new all-time records that were set in May and how you can use the information from them to help you whether you are selling or buying a home. Hey there, this is Joe Manausa with Joe Manausa Real Estate in Tallahassee, bringing you another real estate market update. If you already are a subscriber, thank you for coming back. And if you are new to our channel and you appreciate accurate housing reports, answers to your real estate frequently asked questions, and virtual tours of some of the finest homes in Tallahassee, then you're at the right location. Hit subscribe to get started and click the bell so you don't miss anything. The first record posted in May was record low mortgage interest rates. According to Freddie Mac, May 2020 saw an average of 3.23% for the mortgage interest rates for people buying a home. Wow, this is an all-time low, and that goes back more than 50 years. To understand how low mortgage interest rates impact home buyers, I've set up two different ways of looking at it. First, let's look at an example of someone borrowing $300,000 over 30 years to buy a home. If they had done this in May, they would have gotten a 3.23% rate at a principal and interest payment of $1,302 per month. Now, if interest rates were only to go up 0.5% to an incredibly low rate of 3.73%, that's a 6% increase in their monthly payment. And if interest rates go up 1%, basically back to where they were just a few months ago, you're looking at 13% more that you have to pay each month on your mortgage payment. Low rates going lower is a huge opportunity for buyers. Another way to look at this using the same example, and it's probably a little bit more realistic, is when interest rates go up, people don't typically start spending more for their monthly payment. What really happens is they can afford less home. So this table looks at how your spending power is changed by rising mortgage interest rates. So again, it starts off with that 3.23% in the first line here. But look what happens when interest rates go up 0.5%, your buying power drops 6%. If it goes up a full percent, again, back to where they were just a year ago, we're talking about 12% less buying power. So if you were able to buy a $300,000 home right now and interest rates went up 1%, you'd only be looking at being able to buy a $265,000 house in the near future. So low mortgage interest rates definitely impacts home affordability for buyers. One question I get from a lot of people is the housing market collapsing? Is it crashing? Are we going to see 2005 all over again? Well, these next two graphs kind of show how the market is slowing down. This first graph is what we call year-over-year home sales. And what it does is it compares sales each month to the same month in the prior year. What we see here is that April sales were down about 18% compared to April of 2019. And May sales were down 26% compared to May of last year. But when we flip over to the next slide, what we see is listings in April were down about 36%, and they were down 37% in May. So what's happening is we're seeing fewer listings coming into the market, and they're coming in so slowly that it's impacting the buyers. I can tell you my office has a lot of qualified buyers ready, willing, and able to pull the trigger on a new home, but there's nothing out there for them. We're going to look at more about the inventory in the market, but understand that the market is slowing more because listings are slowing down at a far faster rate than buyer activity is slowing. This next graph gives us a good overview of what's happening with supply and demand in Tallahassee. And let's start with the red line. This red line represents the number of homes that are on the market each and every month. And you can see the trend has been declining over the last 10, 12 years. The green line represents home sales, and the trend has been generally rising over that same period of time. These blue lines that you see in here, those are the relative supply of homes measured as in months of supply. And back in 2008, we had over 15 months of supply of homes. And now today, we're down to 3.7 months of supply of homes. So you can see the inventory that's available has been dropping and dropping. And finally, this yellow line here, this is what we call the non-seasonal relative supply of homes. And it's down to about 3.6 months of supply. 6 months of supply, this line right here, that's a normal balanced market. That's where sellers and buyers are on equal footing. When the numbers are up above this, it's a buyer's market because there's a lot more inventory than there are buyers. But when the numbers are below that line, that's a seller's market because there's more buyers than sellers. And we've been in a seller's market going back almost 4 full years now. And it's not going to get better anytime soon with sellers coming onto the market so slowly. The second record high that was set in May is the percentage of homes listed for sale that are already under contract. If we follow this green trend line, we see that we're approaching 40% of all homes over the past year have been under contract. Currently, 47% of the listings in our MLS are under contract. Now, this is typically the busiest time of year, and now that we're seeing so few sellers enter the market, what's out there is all going under contract. There has never been a better time to sell a home in Tallahassee. Prices are going up, sellers are getting top dollar, and it's a really good time to sell because the advantage is to home sellers right now. Another question that I get all the time is, is there a lot of foreclosures and short sales now that the pandemic has shut everything down? And the answer is no, not yet. We're not seeing a whole lot of activity in the distressed market. What this does is this measures all the listings in the MLS, with the green being the arm's length sales and the red being the distressed sales. And you can see right now we're looking at about 7% of all sales are distressed, which is almost an all-time low for our last 10 years. So to summarize today's report, mortgage interest rates are at an all-time low. We've got buyers who want to buy, but there's too few homes on the market listed for sale. Buyers are qualified and waiting. If you've been thinking about selling, you really should talk to us. Homes properly marketed are selling fast and getting multiple offers. Multiple offers is key. It's not like you just want to sell your home, right? You want to sell your home for top dollar. To do that, you got to get multiple offers. The trend of homes under contract is at an all-time high. There's not enough listings. 1 in 3 home sellers is sitting out the market right now. The last 2 months have been down 36 and 37% on new home sellers entering the market. You have to ask yourself, will there be a flood of new inventory when the pandemic ends? Right now, if you list your home, there's not enough homes out there and buyers are competing to buy it. But if a lot of people wait until the pandemic ends and hit the market during a slower time of the year, there very well could be a rush of supply that brings back strength to the buyer side of the market. So if you're thinking about selling, you really want to look at current market conditions because they work in your favor. I believe sellers right now have less competition than will sellers in a post-pandemic housing market. So sellers, if you've been thinking about moving, give us a call and talk to us. We have safe methods for selling your home, and we've sold many homes already during the pandemic. Even if you decide to wait and sell later, getting this information now will help you prepare for a successful sale. Buyers, you need to get your ducks in a row. You need to be prepared. If you enter the market and you don't have everything ready to go, you're most likely going to miss out on the home you want to buy. It is a very competitive market and you have to be prepared. Give us a call. We'll walk you through the preparation and you'll be the most prepared buyer in the market. Remember, rates are going to rise, and when they do, your buying power is going to decline. So it's important that you get prepared and get in the market and get yourself a home. If you stayed with me this long, I guess that means you liked the video, so please give us a thumbs up on the video, click on the subscribe, click on the bell, and you'll be there to get our newest content when we upload it to YouTube. Thank you.